So in this article here, I was just reading. Uh, Obviously, I think July 22nd or July 21st will be Joseph Parker versus Dillian Whyte. Now, I'm not, I might have gotten the date wrong, but I'll just check. Oh, so July 28th, July 28th. So, anyways, Joseph Parker was spared a KO loss to Anthony Joshua by referee, says Dillian Whyte. White goes on, says both of them fought completely different. When asked about the Joshua Parker fight, he says, I believe the referee actually helped Joseph Parker out because he had allowed them to fight on the inside. I reckon Joshua would have won by KO. Parker was on the back foot. He's usually a come forward fighter, and Joshua wasn't able to cut him off and close down as much as he would have liked to, because they were both happy and content. Parker was happy and content to lose. Joshua was happy and content to pick up the win. The styles didn't really gel. The referee didn't help the situation, but I believe the referee actually helped Joseph Parker out because had he allowed them to fight on the inside, I reckon Joshua would have won by KO. And well, a fight with me and Anthony is always on a phone call away. It can happen in the next fight, 2 fights from now, who knows? But I've got bigger things to focus on right now. It's Joseph Parker, so I'm focusing on that. After 29th of July, I'll start screaming from the roof about a fight. But now I've got Joseph Parker to focus on. It's a big challenge, so I'm completely focusing on cutting him down and hacking him to bits on the night. So those are the words of Joseph Parker. Obviously, he goes on about how he believes the referee helped helped Parker out by making sure they didn't fight on the inside. Now, people have different opinions about what happened in that fight. Some people feel the ref was helping Joshua. Some people felt that the ref was helping Parker out. Personally, I believe that if they had fought on the inside, it would have made the fight more interesting. Now, it would have made sure that Parker was open to getting hit with more shots, but also meant that Joshua would also get hit. But if you're looking back in the history of both, like Joshua is able to fight on both ways, on the inside, on the outside. Parker is also able to. So this is all hypothetical. Do I believe Joshua would have won by KO if the ref allowed the fight to get opened up a little more? Yes, I believe so. But then again, it's hypothetical. What I would try and just focus on here is kind of like the cozy relationship between Joshua and Whyte now these days. There seems to be a lot more respect between both of them, and there seems to be a little more. They say kind words about each other. I think the other day, Joshua said he fancies Whyte to knock out Parker, and then Parker comes out and then says he fancies Deontay Wilder to knock out Joshua, and then now Whyte comes up and says that he believed that Joshua would have won if they had allowed them to fight on the inside. So all of this is just honestly smack talk, really. Just trying to beat down the opponent's confidence and shit like that. But that's by the way. Now, looking forward to the fight. I'll do a fight review about this coming up, and just kind of like talking about what both fighters bring. Now, but one thing I would just like trying to say is this: Dillian Whyte really is good at I guess walking people down. Now, is he the hardest puncher? Not really, but he does really hit hard. I feel like since after the loss to Joshua, he's been improving, and I think you could see a couple of in the fight against Lucas Brown that there's a lot of things he's been working on in the gym, especially the 1-2 and the left hook. He's really worked on it, and I believe that that's what he needs to do now. Whyte just needs to really learn to put his shots together without being off balance. There's a tendency for Whyte to just shoot like the 1-2 right hand, and then he just leans in and his body just drops with it. So and then when he's coming up for the left hook, it's kind of a little bit exposed, but he has that ability while the opponent is throwing their shots to just come in with the left hook. It's like almost instinctive the way he throws in the left hook. So that would be interesting to watch, especially if Parker is trying to unload on him, and in just the process of unloading, he just gets caught with like a left hook from nowhere. So that's definitely something. Now, if Parker does decide to come in and box the way he boxed Joshua, I don't think it would really work because I think White does have a longer reach. But I'm starting to get into a fight review right now. But those are just the words. I'll do a fight review as we get closer to the fight. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's going to be a really competitive fight, and once again, I gotta say thanks to Duco Events and also to Matchroom Boxing, Eddie Hearn, for being able to bring us this fight. Honestly, these days, if it's not a title fight, if it's not Joshua Wilder, if it's not Canelo Golovkin, everyone's making noise. But this is a great fight for boxing. It's a great fight for the neutrals. Or if you're a Parker fan, if you're a White fan, it's a great fight. And it's one of those 50-50 fights. I'm very, very interested. I like both guys. It would suck to see one of them lose. But that's heavyweight boxing. Some people are going to have L's on their record. Doesn't mean it's necessarily the end of the world. And I think the fact that these two guys are not undefeated, I feel like if they were defeated, or if they were undefeated, the fight would be a lot more cagey. But these guys have already lost. They already know what it feels like to be on the losing side, right? Now, obviously, Parker just recently lost to Joshua, but he feels like he put in a really good performance. So I don't think that would affect him psychologically because he feels like he really did stand up to Joshua's power. So, but Whyte obviously has been building up wins prior to here, so he's on a high as well. So, it could dent Parker's confidence a little bit, just the fact that he did lose, and it could be a really high to the fact Whyte just came out of a win by knockout. So really interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. Dillian Whyte versus Joseph Parker. Make sure you guys leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Tell me who do you think is going to win the fight. What you think the both fighters bring to the table in terms of styles, and yeah. That's it. And make sure you guys subscribe. It's MC Boxing. I'm out.